Hello again. There's some atmosphere building up here. We're a few minutes away from kick-off now, and Kenny, this really makes you want to play in front of the club. I mean, you've done it so many times before, but there's something special about this place, isn't there?
Well, obviously we're privileged to be here, but it's much better to be either on the pitch or in the stand watching the game. The atmosphere is unbelievable, and I think it's amazing how two clubs can be synonymous with the same cause.
And there's a great relationship between the fans as well, as we're about to find out. There's Gerry Marsden, the man who made You'll Never Walk Alone famous, with apologies to Roger Hamilton, of course. And he's about to lead 60,000 people there, Liverpool and Celtic alike, in a version of You'll Never Walk Alone.
Oh, Jake, what do you think of this? Are you thinking of it? Okay. Gerry Marsden! I know you can all sing this, and it's going to be great. Ready? When you walk
Wonderful noise. What a fantastic sight for 60,000 people, everyone with a star. Right, the teams are ready. Nothing in it. A time for us to spread our chemistry teams tonight. Lay hands signed by Kenny here, by the way, for £800,000. And Jonathan Pearce, doesn't come anywhere near that, Chief, I can assure you. Over to you, boys.
Thanks very much, Steve. Celtic Park is raucous, cacophonous, fine singling. It is a real treat to be here. What an atmosphere. It is absolute bedlam. Such connections between these two clubs, of course, made special by the memorial match to the Hillsborough victims between these two clubs in 1989. let's get to business. Martin O'Neill continually and mischiefully linked with Liverpool makes two significant changes from the weekend win over Rangers. Larsson is back 5 weeks after breaking his jaw. Chris Sutton moves deeper. Lambert goes to the bench after his bruising old firm derby. Jamie Smith comes in for Dudek. Guppy's got a hamstring. Smith surprisingly getting no harder than Sylla. Chris Sutton has passed a test on a groin strain. Larsson, the only survivor from the 97 games against Liverpool.
Well, Martin O'Neill will play his familiar 3-5-2 formation. Three very strong physical defenders in Mjallby, Balde and Valgaeren. Surprise changes in the midfield five. Jamie Smith will play on the right in place of the injured Gat. Neil Lennon in front of the back three, allowing Petrov and Chris Sutton in particular to support the physical presence of John Hartson and the craft and scoring prowess of Henrik Larsson.
Gerrard Houlier's raised eyebrows and tensions for revealing he rejected the chance to manage Celtic in 1998. Makes one change to win over Bolton. Heskey's recovered from his hamstring strain. Needs to drop to the bench. 7 of that side won the 2001 Uefa Cup. Liverpool have never lost a two-leg European tie against the Scottish side, Ray, but fans I've spoken to think they're going to be out-muscled here.
It's going to be a very difficult game, and I think if you look at Liverpool and the line-up they've got this evening, particularly at the back, Jimmy Traore's in for the injured stepping on, so he's going to be vital in the partnership with Hyypia. 4 across the midfield. Diouf will play wide on the right. Hamann sitting allowing Gerrard and Murphy to get forward. I don't think it's going to be an orthodox front two, Jonathan. I think Emil Heskey, who's fit and plays this evening, will play maybe in a wide left position, leading Michael Owen up front on his own.
Football's battle of Britain, individual dogfights everywhere. Will Dudek scramble his defenders in time to cope with the expected aerial bombardment? No Stefan Osho, of course. John Hartson, Chris Sutton, Henrik Larsson. What a powerful trio. The referee tonight is Carragher, one of UEFA's brightest and youngest officials, a 37-year-old health officer from Norway. And Celtic, of course, in the green and white hoop, get us off and underway, kicking from left to right in this first half, and immediately looking for Sutton to head on to Hartson, and Hartson gets the shot away and clips the bar on 12 seconds.
What a start from Celtic, absolutely first class, and show their intent here this evening. Ball from Alan Thompson up, Chris Sutton gets above Jimmy Traore, drop for John Hartson, hits it first time on the volley. Jersey Dudek well beaten, and unfortunately just goes over the top and hits the crossbar. Fantastic start from Celtic.
Scored for Wales against Hyypia's Finland this season. That's 23 goals for Celtic this campaign. Sutton's netted 17. Larsson 34 in 35 games. He's scored in 16 of his 17 home matches this campaign. Missing out just the once against Livingston when he broke his jaw 5 weeks ago. And this is Hyypia. Mjallby looks for Hartson again. Hyypia behind it. Gerrard away. Mjallby. Michael Owen on a couple of occasions for Sweden has Mjallby and has not conceded a goal against it. Traore, well, so much pressure's going to be on him tonight, I think, Ray.
Yeah, massive night for Jimmy Traore, playing alongside Sammy Hyypia. Great experience that Hyypia's got, but young man playing there, and he's up against the physical presence of John Hartson. I'm sure they'll try to get as much balls into John as they possibly can this evening.
There he is again. Thompson. Oh, and it's 1-0! Oh, what a return! He's taken just 100 seconds to net on his Celtic return. He is the man for Celtic fans. Henrik Larsson.
Unbelievable. What a start for Henrik Larsson. His first came back for injury for some time, and it's a fabulous goal. John Hartson causing all sorts of problems in the heart of that Liverpool defence. It's just a ball to the far post. Alan Thompson with a strike across the face of goal, and there is Henrik Larsson. I think he actually knees it in past Jersey Dudek. Actually goes between Dudek's legs into the goal, and look at the reaction of Martin O'Neill. He can't quite believe it. The perfect start for Celtic. 1-up.
35 goals in 36 games this season. He already holds the European club scoring record for a single campaign. That's his 8th in this run. What a start by Celtic.
Quite incredible, Jonathan. They've hit the bar after, 40 seconds or so to find themselves 1 goal up. All it is, it's been putting the back line of Liverpool under enormous pressure from the first whistle.
Well, when they met 5.5 years ago, it was a startling opening for Liverpool. Michael Owen scored in 6 minutes. Now the boot is very much on the other foot because of that man.
Well, what Liverpool must do now, Jonathan, is not panic. They've got to go behind very early in this match. They've got to try and take the sting out of the game now. Just get the ball down, try and make some passing, and get the ball into the Celtic end of the pitch.
All right. Murphy on. It was silly on Petrov. But Thompson, strong challenge on him by Gerrard, and Liverpool are going to need him at his strongest and most rugged in there. Heskey. Carragher looks for Owen. Deflecting off Sutton. And that's an early opportunity as well for Danny Murphy. Didn't quite catch it right. Hartson again. What a handful he's going to be for Hyypia all night long. Carragher, two Liverpool survivors from the 97-98 clashes. Michael Owen is the other. Hamann, very nearly caught by Larsson. They are so agitated, Liverpool. Hartson, oh, Guppy at the ground. Hartson, goal kick only. The referee checks his assistant to see if Dudek got a touch.
I think I'm on fire, isn't he, John Hartson? Got the winner against Rangers at the weekend, and he's bang on forward at the moment. Good pass. Danny Hyypia, like he is in there, gets the strike away. There's too much elevation over, and you can just see 2 or 3 yards over the bar, but another fantastic effort from John Hartson.
I think Hartson believes he didn't get the respect owed him in the English game. People talked about his physicality too much and not his goal-scoring record, which wasn't far short of one every other game for West Ham, Wimbledon and Coventry. He was but a boy at Arsenal, of course, having signed from Luton some 8 years ago now. Murphy now has shoot. Carragher. Thompson meets him. Hamann. Heskey had made a run and got in behind Balde. It wasn't found. Celtic picked an attacking team. They know they need to build a big first leg advantage. And if you are Celtic fans, they'll say, well, even a 2 or 3 goal advantage for us can be thrown away, has been thrown away in the past. I mean, the big parcel here, 3-1 in Champions League qualifying earlier this season, and lost to his third leg and went out.
The important start, Jonathan, you mentioned there, they conceded the goal at home. That's what it's Liverpool to do this evening. A clean sheet, and I'm sure Martin O'Neill will be delighted.
Looking for a club record 10th European home win on the spin, Celtic. Strong challenge by Balde. Now Thompson with the gifted left foot. Diouf, gives a good pass from Sutton on that occasion. Never been on the winning side against Liverpool. Heskey. Two strong, powerful athletes there, shoulder to shoulder.
An unnecessary foul though from Balde, because Heskey wasn't going anywhere. He's just trying to protect the ball. He just tried to nip in front of Emil there to win the ball, and Emil showed his strength, and in the end gave away a foul. And when you've got Gerrard and Riise on the ball, you know you're going to get good delivery into the box.
So chance here for Liverpool, 1-0 down. Riise with it. Owen and Diouf round about the penalty spot. Heskey there as well. And Hyypia, of course, going forward, scored in all set. Murphy on the edge of the box. Carragher's in there too. Hamann and Gerrard just holding a little bit deeper. Riise looking for Heskey. And that's a good claim by Rab Douglas in the Celtic goal. And see Ronnie Simpson, one of the Lisbon Lions, was praising him in the papers up here, saying he has the ability now to go on and become one of Europe's top goalkeepers. Such as 31 next month. Carragher. Shoot. A little Good Worthington Cup final, played well against Bolton. Was lucky there. Hyypia. This is a nervous start by the Liverpool defence.
He certainly is. When Sam Hyypia's got the ball there, he hasn't got that many options ahead of him. You know, the midfield players are coming short. The Celtic midfield five really are closing them down extremely quickly, so there's no real room to find anyone. And up front you've got Heskey and Owen. They've been mastered by three Celtic defenders.
That's all Liverpool have succeeded in the Uefa Cup this campaign. The 26th so-called Battle of Britain between top English and Scottish clubs. The English have 18 victories in the 25 thus far. Lennon throw. This is Smith. Sonny Murphy after the deflection. Hartson quickly with the throw. Hyypia stepped across, having seen the danger. Mjallby. Dudek saw it coming. 6 clean sheets in his 10 matches since returning to the side up until tonight. But beaten in the second minute tonight here at Celtic Park. Diouf, Carragher. Gerrard, Liverpool moving the ball quickly. That's a good run by Murphy. Lennon's there with him. They played together at Crewe Alexander for a short while. Murphy was a youngster. And backed by Petrov. Gerrard did well, just shepherding him out on the far side. Sylla and Petrov. Mjallby in the air, beaten by Heskey. Owen scored in his last 4 games, Michael Owen. He's never had a 5-game scoring spree though. How things change for strikers. You know, 826 minutes this season and a league goal is worth the spell. Big one is back. He's the golden boy again, Michael Owen, back to Liverpool.
I think he's the player that the Celtic defenders fear the most, because he's got that blister pace again behind him. You know, they're very physical, the back three of Celtic, but I won't say they're the most mobile of defenders, and I think that's an area that Liverpool will try and expose. But they need to get that forward, because if you look at them at the moment, Diouf is playing wide right, but they're playing very narrow in the midfield three with Gerrard, Hamann and Murphy, and they haven't got any real width down this left-hand side. They're asking Riise to push himself forward a lot more and trying to supply the crosses for the likes of Heskey and Owen.
Dudek looks for Heskey against Balde. Gerrard. And again, Murphy played his teammate under pressure, so he just opened up a little bit of an angle, made himself available, and finds Juice to take on Valgaeren. Thompson international concedes the throw in. Now Carragher. Hamann, space. Murphy to his left-hand side. And the drive by Danny Murphy, but he was closed out by young Jamie Smith. Scottish international now, having played against the Republic of Ireland recently. And he started 15 matches for Celtic, Jamie Smith, 22 years of age. Mjallby is just climbing on Heskey. Don't forget you can send us your comments tonight. Text the word 5, followed by your opinion, to 81125. Riise with the free kick. I think it'll be for Liverpool. And again, he's got Heskey on the edge of the penalty area there, and Diouf behind him. Gerrard finding a little bit of space. And Hyypia. Heskey. Too much pace on the flip. Mjallby. Larsson, the goal scorer. Smith scampers. Larsson, Hartson to his left, just cut out by Traore. but it was a stretch, and it was a last-ditch stretch at that.
What about the pace though? Jamie Smith down this right-hand side. Skip past the Liverpool defenders like they weren't there. First it was John Arne Riise, then he slipped the ball into Henrik Larsson. I just thought he caught John Hartson unawares there. He didn't quite read it, Hartson, but in the end it was Traore. He just got that Sutton about to one as well.
Important for Scottish football that Celtic continue their run. If they enable Scottish clubs to move up the European coefficient table, it means that the Scottish club won't have to pre-qualify for the Champions League. They're close to that situation. Petrov, Smith. Crucial for Liverpool, of course, to keep their silverware coming into Anfield on the back of the Worthington success, and still feel a bit of disappointment that missing out on the league championship. They won the Uefa Cup, they've won the Worthington Cup, finish in the top four and get back in the Champions League. It's no mean season, that, is it?
Well, it's not bad, but what the Liverpool fans want more than anything, Jonathan, is that Premiership title. The last 3 seasons they've finished 4th, 3rd and 2nd, and they were hoping this was going to be the year to wrestle it away from the likes of Manchester United and Arsenal, but it just hasn't worked in their favour so far.
Traore. Larsson goal separates the sun. Quickly timed 105 seconds. Liverpool. Hyypia though, set it too tight to Gerrard. And Petrov behind it. Larsson. Hartson turning away from Hamann. Certainly the sharp of Valgaeren to Hartson. Strong challenge on him by Traore. I think Traore is a better centre half than he is a left back, where his distribution has let him down to Liverpool.
He doesn't have to get involved as much as a centre back. He just did it nice and simply. But I find it very, very strange that he's a left-footed player playing on the right-hand side of the 2 central defenders.
That's Murphy. It was Carragher in, and Owen just stepped over it, so the ball to come to Danny Murphy.
The chance, was it? Carragher with the ball in. I think it was Michael Owen just letting it run to Danny Murphy. Just got underneath the ball and just scooped it over the bar.
10 goals he's got this season from midfield. And the Scottish international goalkeeper Rab Douglas will clear. He's something of a regular now for Scotland, despite picking up that injury at the start of this year. Hartson on. Just leant down on, leaving himself up on Hamann.
Yeah, Hamann was there, he's done well, he jumped there, and he's gone, just come in from behind the nail, John Hartson, and just caught him, and the rest was in a very good position to see the ball and gave the free kick to Liverpool.
Riise is misjudged by Smith. And Riise still. Heskey, chance for Liverpool. Heskey, 1-1! And an initially came due to a misjudgment of the flight of the ball by young Jamie Smith, and Riise stepped inside and found Heskey, and it's all square at parquet.
Positive run when it was from John Arne Riise. People expecting him to go down the wing on his left foot, so we can see quickly, just cuts inside Neil Lennon, and then he threads a lovely weighted pass to Heskey on his weaker left foot, but he strikes it across Rab Douglas in the Celtic goal, and he absolutely had no chance whatsoever here.
The 2 injury doubts have both netted. Larsson, who's had the broken jaw, and Heskey has had the hamstring injury, brought back by Gerrard today. And it was a good decision. 6 cup finals in 5 years he's played, Evan Heskey. Tremendous criticism, but what cup finals have we seen?
Well, the problem is, when you're a striker, you're always expected to score goals, and when you don't, you're always criticised. I think that's one of the problems for Emil. But people forget about the work that he does off the ball. He does so much for Michael Owen, and he's the one that reaps the benefit of scoring the goal. But tonight, it's nice to see him that he is on the score. So he's back fit as well. That's good news for Liverpool and for England.
Good finish, and the 7th goal in his own 50. Gerrard.
the wall.
Diouf. Suddenly Celtic are rocking. Carragher. Diouf onside. Cut back at him there by Valgaeren.
Well, that's just causing problems on that right-hand side because Alan Thompson doesn't know where to pick him up or go out to Jamie Carragher. And equally, Valgaeren isn't picking anyone up. He's the free man at the back. Yeah, he should be speaking to Alan Thompson and say, don't worry, I'll go out there and cover you any opportunity. He goes out to Diouf, and I'll be the first one to go and compete against him.
This is his 30th season in Europe. 40 seasons in Europe for Celtic. What experience. The first time they've been in European competition though beyond Christmas for 23 years. Oof. Well, he was lucky, Gerrard. Riise. Murphy wants it there. Played in behind Murphy. Lennon. Petrov. Thompson wants it on the left-hand side. Smith's in a lot of space on the right-hand touchline. Now with your picture down below the bottom of your picture. He'll get it now, though. Liverpool was slow to spot that he was in space. How much was he to blame for the goal going in Smith? You don't like to point the finger at a young man, Ray, but he seemed to misjudge the ball, the flight of the ball.
Well, he did, but if you look at where the ball dropped, he was still 10 by 40 yards out from the Celtic goal. Just poor defending after that. You know, he's come in, Riise beat Neil Lennon quite easily, and then none of the centre halves are picking up. Heskey left him free, a threaded ball through to him, and Emil did the rest. You know, just down the bottom corner of the Celtic net.
Initial error, but mightily compounded. Thompson, super cross for the goal against Rangers at the weekend. What's for the wing-back? They've got the opportunity for much greater width than Liverpool have had all season. That's been a criticism of your former teammate.
They certainly have. They'll have to give the width on the right, but on this left-hand side, where we see Danny Murphy is playing on the left. He doesn't like coming wide, you know, he wants to play more on the central role, so it's imperative that Riise gets forward from that left back role and offer the width on every occasion for Liverpool.
Hamann for Liverpool. To Heskey there, goal scorer. Nice layoff. Diouf. Smith covered back. Returns for his error. Good work by the young winger. Playing right wing back. This is Owen. Thompson made the challenge.
The problem for Celtic, the three central defenders, they don't know really who's picking up who. They get caught in so many positions that they shouldn't be in, allowing the front two of Liverpool, you know, to get good opportunities to either get shots at goal or put other midfield players in.
Thompson for Celtic. So close to Liverpool emotionally over the years, but a lot of their fans still feel aggrieved with the Cup Winners' Cup semi-final. Got away in 65-66, and Bobby Lennox seemed to have a good goal disallowed at Anfield for offside late on by a Belgian referee who admitted 2 weeks later he'd made a ghastly error. The goal would have taken Celtic through and they would have made the final at Hampden. Owen. Now, Thompson. A slip by Carragher. Throw to Celtic. We've got some news from the pitch side, Celtic duggout. Here's Andy Walker.
Yeah, Celtic very concerned at the moment with the fitness of Alan Thompson. They're recalling Steve Guppy from behind the goal. It looks as though Alan Thompson has finished the game.
Just from the far side it was. When he got back and covered on Michael Owen with the challenge, immediately turned and grimaced.
I think he's looking at the moment now, he doesn't really look like he's any real pain at the moment, does he, Jonathan? He's moving quite freely. There might be a precautionary thing at the moment that he has had trouble down there. As I said earlier, Diouf is getting in behind him and maybe that's been seen as a problem for him, and Guppy will come in and play on that left-hand side.
Owen, looks for Carragher. This is Hamann, it's not implication. Why don't you send it in here now? Look, from dead centre, that's Owen with the touch. Balde away. Sutton for Celtic. Movement from Larsson, well read by Hyypia. Liverpool have calmed down. They were almost blown away in the opening couple of minutes here. Hartson flicked the bar in the opening 15 seconds. And Larsson had scored by the time some people were still taking their seats. Hyypia. Steve Guppy's going to come on for Celtic any moment now, and Thompson's part in the game is about to end. I wonder if it'll make him a doubt for the CIS Insurance Cup final against Rangers on Sunday. A game you can see live on 5. Lennon. Injury problems this season. Out for 7 matches with knee surgery. He seems okay now, away by Hyypia. Seems to be a problem when he's striking the ball, where it's when he's running, he's not running freely, is he?
No, as you would like him to. And if he has got a problem, the best thing that you can do as a manager is bring him off. You know, you've got Steve Guppy who can play wide left, no problem whatsoever, and he's a quality player and he can get the crosses into the box, the likes of Hartson and Larsson need.
I'm just waiting to see whether Steve Guppy will come on to the field of play. As at Leicester with Martin O'Neill, won the League Cup with them. So did this man, Lennon. Hamann. Free kick given Celtic's way. Well, I wonder if it was that moment with Michael Owen, the challenge that has upset Alan Thompson, who comes off. There was an earlier challenge, a very heavy challenge by Steven Gerrard shortly after the goal.
I thought that was 50-50, Jonathan. I really did. I just think both of them were very committed to the challenge, and Steven Gerrard just played the ball off of him. Maybe that just pushed his leg back slightly. And we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it's just a slight groin strain that Alan Thompson's got.
That's his first touch. Diouf, neat by Liverpool. Gerrard eating up the yards. They've owed too much to do. Mjallby's put in. Riise for Liverpool. 20 minutes to go. Fascinating stuff. There's a great roar going up from Celtic fans for Dalglish. I don't know if you can hear it.
I think that's Balde is up again.
He's here, I believe.
You've got to give Liverpool credit though, because the start that Celtic had was quite incredible, and Hartson at the bar after 40 seconds or so, Larsson getting the goal after just under 2 minutes, and they look well on top, but slowly but surely Liverpool have settled down, got the passing and moving going, and then Heskey ultimately getting back into the game, and now look in control.
The left calf injury for Alan Thompson. Hamann in space. Heskey got a nudge. Diouf is not away yet, should be now. And if that looks for Larsson. Carragher unhappy with the quality of the pass, aimed wide to Hyypia. Mjallby with the throw in. Gerrard picking up a lot of loose pieces in the midfield, but also some of the passes has let him down at times. Smith from Mjallby. And a hesitant prod by Smith, and Mjallby gave him a glare. Good shot by Riise, trying to lift it for him. It has Diouf. Carragher. Murphy. Hamann. Got it. Gave it. At the moment, Liverpool are keeping possession well. Celtic can't get a foot on it.
They can at the moment, just because Liverpool are passing the ball about so quickly. Anyone that comes near them, they're just popping it off, and they're always getting numbers in and around the ball to support them.
Murphy to Heskey and Owen. Stumble. Mjallby in. Murphy from the ricochet. Riise. He's finding space well, Gerrard. Murphy. Good intention, not great execution, but he saw Diouf out there. Got to play inside the defender.
Once again, it's Diouf out there, isn't it? Danny Murphy has got the quality to see that type of a pass, looking for the run of Diouf, who has got the beating. He had beaten the Thompson earlier, and I think he will have to beat the Guppy as well.
We said it before, why does he keep coming in? He's coming in again now. He's in the centre circle out how Diouf at the moment.
Well, when you're defending Johnson, you want him, and you want a nice and narrow midfield, but when you've got the ball, you need width. You want to get plenty of space to pass the ball around.
Mjallby on Owen. Referee gives it Celtic's way, pronounced by Michael Owen. Lambert on the Celtic bench. Two rumbustious challenges on him in the Old Firm derby at the weekend. And Celtic are in such a massive period of matches. Rangers again on Sunday. Liverpool return leg, and then it's Inverness Tally in the Connacht Scottish Cup. This is Smith, deflected off Riise. Sutton. Smith couldn't control it. I think Chris Sutton in this deeper role has had an effective part on Celtic's part to play in Celtic's season. I remember he played that away at Blackburn.
He was excellent that night, but in the last 15-20 minutes or so, Liverpool really have bossed the midfield areas. They're playing 3v3 in there, and at the moment Hamann, Gerrard and Murphy in particular have got the better of the Celtic three.
Signs have come here in recent seasons in Europe. Celta Vigo, Blackburn, Porto, Juventus, all have gone home with their tails between their legs. Liverpool only Celtic 1-1. Riise. Owen away from Mjallby. Balde stepped across. Owen tumbled, nothing given. Good decision. Larsson. Lovely, isn't it? Larsson's work came to nothing. Stoppage time. We're talking around about a quarter of an hour left in the first half. Celtic's 11th European game of the season. That's another club record. Traditionally in European competition, with the Nervy away. Another Winners' Cup semi-final back in the 60s. They beat Budapest 3-0 here and lost 4-0 away. Valgaeren, good football by Celtic. So not fighting the ball. They've lost their way since the opening 5 or 6 minutes of the game when they were getting the ball up so accurately and quickly to Hartson and so on.
Exactly, we were getting the ball into the centre of the Liverpool goal. At the moment they're trying to play down the channel, and with the four at the back playing against the two strikers of Celtic, they've always outnumbered them there. I think they've got to get the ball up a little bit quicker and get the back three pushing up into the Liverpool half of the pitch and squeezing them, making it very hard for Liverpool just to pick up possession like they are at the moment. It just seems every time the ball drops in the middle of the park, it's a red shirt that's picking it up.
Unbeaten on this ground in 48 matches, Celtic. 59,700 here tonight. 3,000 are full-time Liverpool supporters. Many Celtic fans, of course, love their Liverpool as well.
Got to be careful at the moment, John, because a few of the Celtic players are getting on the back of young Jamie Smith. That's not going to help him. You know, he's not having a particularly good time at the moment, but equally having a go at him all the time, that's not going to help his confidence.
Liverpool goal has clearly unsettled him. Hartson beaten in the air by Traore, settled after it. Liverpool's very shaky start. Gerrard out-battled. Petrov Guppy away to the left-hand side. Larsson being joined by Hartson. Strong challenge again by Carragher. Now Diouf has to make his mind up.
It took too long over the pass to him, or Heskey made the run. Diouf had to play it earlier into the space.
Smith to Larsson, in front of Hyypia. Sutton. Hartson awaits on the right-hand touchline. Sutton. Hamann behind him. Looks back up the line. Hartson's there. Smith as well. Balde has pulled for it. And then made a run to open up a gap to Balde. Valgaeren. Steve Guppy. It's got him past to Larsson. Guppy again. Hartson. Down the header. Good run in there by Valgaeren. Offside, I think. Yeah.
I just thought John Hartson there, you know, was going to bring it down. I really did think he was just going to try and get it on his chest here. You just see good build-up playing from Celtic. You can see the ball when it came in from Hartson. Hartson was offside. Cross from Steve Guppy. Shouldn't have been caught offside though. John Hartson should have been looking across the line, making sure that he was in an onside position.
It's a sort of same setup for the old firm goal against Rangers when Thompson crossed and Sutton headed on and Hartson finished. Hartson. Sutton was fired up and he gets a chance to play against Premiership opposition. Hamann. One of Liverpool's problems, you know, when they were going through that dodgy spell, coincided with the fact that he was out.
Definitely. I agree with you 100% there. He just puts that shield on, doesn't he, on the front of the back four, and it allows the likes of Steven Gerrard and Danny Murphy to get forward and supply the passes that's required for, you know, your front players.
8 games, December to February. Carragher. 10 minutes to go, and thereabouts in the first half. Owen's done it. I think Liverpool will be very impressed, or their bench will be very impressed with the way they've come back. Smith. Balde away. Very quickly on Jamie Smith back there as well.
He's getting very nervous at the moment, isn't he? He's getting deeper and deeper. And that's not where he's at his best. He's very good indeed at running at defenders and getting crosses into the box.
Gerrard. Diouf in space. Carragher was in acres on the right touchline. He may get it now. Murphy to Heskey. Diouf, Carragher makes that forward spurt. Eventually comes to it. Valgaeren. So fired by Celtic. A lot of football has been played in their half of the field. Liverpool have constantly found space. But apart from the goal, then Heskey scored. Liverpool haven't had another chance.
Well, we haven't had many chances, John, but I think that's all they're doing at the moment, just retaining possession of the football, just keeping it in midfield, happy to put up to the front two of Heskey and Owen, and then they're just, you know, pass it back into the midfield areas, just keeping possession.
Smith. And Lennon following up. Okay, so a little space for him. towards wide through the middle. Valgaeren was there with it.
Too much heat on the ball there from Danny Knight. He needs to really drive that goal. There's an awful lot of space between the defence of Celtic and the goal of Ravad Douglas's.
Petrov. Yeah, what a good pass. He kept it in. Murphy from Gerrard. Owen, Jamie Smith. Here he is again. And he wants to wiggle forward with the ball. Got pace. With brimful of confidence. At the time of the CIS Insurance semi-final against Dundee United. They were talking about him playing for Scotland. Hartson's flick on. Traore under pressure. Hyypia, Gerrard. Talking of the CIS Insurance Cup. The final Sunday, live and exclusive on 5, on air 2:45. Kick-off between Celtic and Rangers at 3. Celtic have won it 12 times. 11 old firm derbies in that competition. Rangers do have the edge. Hartson. To Mjallby. Guppy. Balde. What sort of man you want to compete with, to be honest. It's a battleship, isn't it? That's a good ball. Smith can keep it in. He has done just. Assistant referee was right there. Dudek.
How better from Bobby Balde, isn't it? Coming out of that central defence, with a good purple run. Gets turned on the ball, looking for options. The options are wide all the time. Guppy on the left-hand side, Jamie Smith on the right. They've just got to pick the right one. Certainly Smith, when he was running and driving at defenders, he looks far more confident.
Balde at the far post. Anxiety for Celtic fans. Could turn to joy again, but no. Heskey away. Valgaeren, Liverpool holding deep. Petrov. Guppy has come to the right. Got the touch, Smith. Coming up a little bit on this near touch line. That's a good ball, seeking Hartson. Traore won it. Wasn't pretty from Diouf. It was effective from Traore though.
I think he's really settled on well, hasn't he? You know, the first few minutes he looked very nervous indeed. Obviously he was involved with the goal that John Hartson got. Larsson got, but after that, you know, he really has settled down well.
Scottish club in the Uefa quarter-finals since Hearts. That was 14 years ago, I think. Balde. Hartson, so strong. Larsson looked for Sutton, I think, with the flick. That come off. This kick, now Hamann. Back to him. Carragher. The team beats Alaves in the final of this competition a couple of years ago. Guppy was there too. A remarkable night in Germany. Hamann to Carragher. Well, Liverpool are passing it about, keeping possession. Celtic cannot get the tie. Another scruff of its neck. They can't dominate. They need a couple of goal cushion because Liverpool have the crucial away strike. Traore. For Gerrard Hyypia at French youth level. Was it Metz? Gerrard. Heskey. Liverpool have played it at an even pace for the last, 35 minutes.
See, we get in position well, Liverpool, but know they need a runner. When they're playing the ball around and then they're looking for set up to midfield, but know they need the runner, and at the moment they're not getting that.
Lennon for Celtic to Guppy. God bless the teammates. Guppy into space. Carragher impeded him. 1 minute of stoppage time, I'm told. Narrowly gave away the free kick, but it's furious. He's screaming at Chelsea Dudek there.
Been alive, yeah.
Petrov with the free kick for Celtic. Started the first half in blistering fashion. Can they finish it in similar way? They look for Sutton. Hyypia was climbing the higher. Riise muscled off it by Balde. Larsson far post. Traore done well. Diouf. Oh, he was a little bit unfortunate. The first touch was precise. He couldn't keep his footing. Traore again.
That's two quality balls that Celtic have put in there, and both the Liverpool centre half that stood strong first. It was Hyypia with the header there. The ball came in. Jimmy Traore, the back post, getting that all-important split just in front of Henrik Larsson.
Balde. Riise got the challenge in on Smith, and Hamann picks up the pieces, and Murphy's there, and Owen's made the forward spurt. Balde with the cover. And it was at that end where Michael Owen scored in the first 6 minutes here when the two sides last met at Parkhead in the Uefa Cup. This is his first in Europe. One tonight, of course, is in the club record. Second to men of the half. Well, he kept up his remarkable home scoring run. Just 100 odd seconds into his return, Henrik Larsson put Celtic ahead. Heskey though on 16 minutes tied it up. 1-1, intriguing stuff at Parkhead. Coming up the thoughts of John Aldrich, Kenny Dalglish, Pat Nevin, and more from Ray Houghton here. And of course, a blistering second half we hope. 1-1.
Wouldn't he play? Well, he did. And it took Henrik Larsson 4 minutes to make his mark. Another man who was touch and go tonight was Emil Heskey. He made it, and only scored 2. So there it is from Celtic Park. Celtic 1, Liverpool 1. Liverpool, of course, with that away goal. And we talked a lot about Henrik Larsson before the game, didn't we, Kenny? And what a start, eh?
I think it's fairy tale stuff for Henrik. Come back in 4 minutes, he scored the goal. I mean, but that's the kind of man he is. He's so important to Celtic, so influential, and just his very presence there makes him useful for Celtic. He chips in the goal. That's an added huge bonus for Martin Hart.
And the away goal for Liverpool. That's what they wanted, and then they've just held it since then, haven't they?
I think we showed an awful lot of character after the first 5, 6, 7 minutes. You know, Celtic came out unbelievably so out the blocks, and Liverpool were probably lucky to be just 1-0 down. But as soon as they got a grip on the game, and I must say, Stevie Gerrard's been very influential on doing so. They've looked the stronger side.
Right, let's do your text now. Thanks for sending them all in, by the way. Dave Glynn from Cheadle says, Larsson, Hartson, Sutton, best strike force in Britain bar none. Kenny, have Celtic ever had a better forward line? Well, I'm not sure about that, but they've done all right tonight. They certainly started like fireworks, didn't they?
Yeah, well, the three of them in any combination are very exciting and difficult to prevent. This is right from the kick-off. Thompson flicks it up, Sutton knocks it down. I tell you, John Hartson's really unlucky there. That's a great effort and great technique. This is him again, Hartson hunting it, takes it off him, Sutton breaks forward, the man's got to win it back, goes back to Hartson. Big Sammy goes to ground a bit easy, but that's a tremendous strike for Hartson. He started really quickly. And this is a goal. Petrov pings it in. Riise mistimes his jump and John Hartson knocks it back. Carragher's just a wee bit underneath it. Good volley across the goal, and there he is. Hans Christian Andersen knocks it in the back of the net.
Mick Farrell from London says, that's it, away goal in the bag, soak it up at the back and leave it to big Emil and Michael the magician.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't want to soak any more pressure like the first 6 or 7 minutes. But no, Liverpool have got to look to get forward and perhaps get another goal. Danny Murphy's first real effort from Liverpool point of view there. Easy for the goalkeeper to deal with. Jamie Carragher gets involved there, and again it comes to Dan who tries to bend it. Unfortunately got it underneath it, went over the bar. This is the goal. Good ball by Traore, who's played well. Great surge and run by John Riise. Really does well. Pulls the defence apart, slips the ball through. Got a deflection off Lennon, but that's a great finish from Emil Heskey. That's where you want your strikers to hit it on target, across the face of the goal, and great finish. Shows he's got a lot of confidence at this moment in time.
Sarah Spencer from the World. They used to call him Bobo the Clown, but for me he's become Celtic's unsung hero. Pat's in our analysis area.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's a clown anymore, and I certainly think he's getting better every single game he plays for Celtic, and certainly today I think he's an outstanding game today. First of all, what we see is, well, he's big enough to shape up Emil Heskey, who's a big lad himself, but all the way through his reading of the game has got better and better and better all the way through. He's a very, very strong lad, and he's made his presence felt in the first few seconds there. But you know, he's not dived in there, he's in the box, he's closed Heskey down, and he's strong enough to get in there. Big Balde's going to have to be strong all the way through for the next 3 quarters of the game, i.e. the next half and the 2 halves to come. But he's done very well, and you get Michael Owen there, he's not giving him a chance to get ahead of steam up, and well, we all know about if you put the ball up in the air, there's no chance anyone's going to get by him. So this is him reading it quite well, and he's read it well, and he's looking up and he's trying to pick a pass out as well. But I think this was his best bit of play, right near the end, and that's the sort of stuff that Owen usually does well. Gets the ball, passes out nicely. I think he's a great start.
Well, we've had a lot of text tonight from you about Celtic and how they've performed down the left-hand side. I think we'll give that one to Jonathan and Ray.
Yes, Steve, we were talking about beforehand that the left foot of Thompson will be absolutely crucial, and it's the way it proved early on, Ray.
He certainly was. I think he was very influential in the first 5-10 minutes for Celtic. This is the goal here. John Hartson does very well at the back post, puts it across the face of the goal. Alan Thompson fires it in here, but just look at the reaction of Henrik Larsson. But this is the other side, the poor side of Celtic and Alan Thompson. Look how deep he is here. He's less effective in these areas, and that was down to good pressure from the Celtic players. This is from Liverpool players. This was the challenge, I think, that caused the injury to Alan Thompson, and he had to go off.
And then Guppy came on. Will he be as effective in the second half, I wonder, and give some strength to Celtic down that left-hand side, where they did look very dangerous early on, Steve?
Thanks, boys. Well, we can join John Helm now, who's talking to a man who entertained us before the game. I wonder if he's been entertained by the football.
Jerry, have you been entertained? Yes, John, but panicking slightly. I think what's happening, we're losing width, and the vision is going out for me. Not for me, but on the players. We need vision.
It was a torrid start, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and I thought we could actually do something, but then suddenly it changed. I think Celtic are playing great, and we need width. I really do. I think so, and a bit of vision. Thanks, John.
Well, I think we could do with him up here in the studio, couldn't we? It's 1-1 at Celtic Park, second half next. 1-1 at Celtic Park. Liverpool are on the pitch, Celtic aren't yet. Of course, it's better for Liverpool as things stand at the moment. Kenny, can you see it staying like that, or do you expect more goals?
I think it might be another 1 goal somewhere. I certainly hope so. Liverpool are in control of the game now. Celtic after a great start, I'm second best at the moment, but I'm sure there'll be 45 minutes here to go and prove that they can still win again.
John, do you think that Celtic are playing well when they haven't got the ball, if you know what I mean? Do they know what to do when Liverpool have all this possession?
I think when Liverpool are knocking the ball about, they're finding gaps far too easy. That would give them a major problem. I think Liverpool really have to start this half a lot. They've got to say a lot better than they did the first half. Get on the ball and get Stevie Gerrard on the ball, and he's made a difference for them.
Okay, John, thanks very much indeed. Time for us to return To Jonathan and Ray. Jonathan, you first.
Thanks very much, Steve. No changes for the two teams as they emerge in the second half. Liverpool, all in red, will be kicking from left to right. Sylla was called in to the dressing room. Curtail his warm-up at half-time. We thought he might be coming on, but no. Henrik Larsson only failed to score here once this season. Heskey, whose scoring feats have not been as successful, but tonight has played a vital role for Liverpool. Ray, you surprised there were no changes at half-time?
No, I wasn't. I think both teams have played very well indeed in that first half. Celtic started the brighter, got that early lead, but certainly after that Liverpool have came into the game more and more.
Diouf gives it away. Guppy clears. Traore, now Hamann. Gerrard. Smith, who stayed on. There's the confirmation of the Celtic team. Mjallby, Balde and Valgaeren are back three. And Liverpool team confirmed for the second half, as it was for the first. Owen and Heskey up front. And the atmosphere builds again. The noise crashes off the precipitous two-tiered stands. Two of them having a laugh as they come out, Martin O'Neill and Gerrard Hyypia. Well, if you believe everything you read, Martin O'Neill would be the next Liverpool manager and Gerrard Hyypia was going to be the Celtic manager at one stage.
Believe everything you read in the paper.
Hartson, is he pushed by Hyypia? Riise. Murphy looked at Owen. Hamann pushes off Lennon. Gerrard again in space. Diouf. Owen has come short for the ball. It was well anticipated by Chris Sutton. No one's won it back. Here's Carragher. Gerrard. Curious route the ball took then into the penalty area. I don't know whether it deflected.
I think it did, Jonathan. If you look how deep the back line of Celtic are, Goggle ball goes ahead of that inside his own penalty box. That's how much Liverpool are pushing the Celtic team backwards.
Have you been surprised how much space Gerrard has and Hamann as well? They've always seemed to have got 4 or 5 yards of space to play in.
Well, if you look at the midfield three of Celtic, they're playing a little bit deeper at the moment. I think there's a little bit of fear there at the moment that when they're picking the ball up, the Liverpool three, they're looking for that ball over the top all the time for Heskey and Owen.
Smith. Oh, took a sort of swing at him. Now Lennon. Smith, if he can get forward and get at Riise, Liverpool could have problems. Just to throw in.
Doesn't look like he's got a trick though, does he? When he's got Riise there, he's fronting him up, and if he hasn't got the room to push it, run past him and use his pace to get the cross in, he hasn't got the ability to do a trick and beat him with a bit of skill and get the cross in.
Wins another throw in. Good game for Martin O'Neill and Celtic. They've not got anything to prove to clubs in England, having beaten Blackburn and having had such a terrific run in this competition this season. Sutton goes for a 1-2. Ooh, now, where did that hit Riise? And was that a push by Traore on Hartson? No, referee was right there again. Carragher, the health officer from Norway, says no penalty kick twice. Owen at the other end, all by himself in the penalty area. And that's good defending. Stood up, Balde. Sound defending by him.
Knew exactly what Michael Owen wanted to do there, didn't he? Wanted to get it on his right foot. Balde was strong, made sure he went that side of the goal, and then just got the tackle. An excellent challenge from Bobo Balde.
Petrov looks for Larsson. Behind him was Guppy, and he gave him the shout, and Diouf covers back. Rather stumbly-bumbly. Now, was this a penalty kick?
As Certainly wasn't a handball, no, not for me, Jonathan. I don't think it was. This was more of an interesting one. No, you can just see there that John Hartson's thrown himself virtually to the ground and give the referee credit. Very much on top of it there, made the right decision.
Two good decisions by the ref. It's a poor corner by Petrov. The first man, Hamann, cleared it. Might get a better chance here. No. Not been greatly effective, has he, the Bulgarian?
No, he hasn't. I think he's been second best in that midfield area. Certainly the Liverpool have dominated in the midfield for the last 30 minutes or so. And that's such an important part of Celtic's game, set plays. When you look at the like of Valgaeren, Balde, Mjallby, Hartson and Sutton, there's 5 really tall players coming up, and you put good delivery in there, they're going to win most of the headers.
Gerrard was looking for Owen. Now Gerrard gets the ball, Owen's off, he's looking to make a run. Like a shotgun pass from a quarterback. Gerrard has that ability. Diouf. Sutton could do a little bit of help there. Didn't really get it, but he found Petrov, who was being pulled by Heskey. Advantage to Celtic, they're allowed to play on. Listen to the roar now as Hartson closes on Riise. 57,000 Celtic voices disagree with the referee there. Diouf. Murphy's run. Balde made contact. He was always going to be second best for the ball in the air and did make contact, words between the two of them.
Good play from Danny Murphy. That's what you want from your central midfield player. Getting beyond your striker, making that extra man. And in the end, Balde had to come across and foul, and it's a dangerous position for Celtic. Good quality from Riise here, and they could be in trouble.
There's been a mark of Liverpool over the years, as the man sitting alongside me would know. Quality midfield players getting beyond the strikers to score goals. Ray did, Terry McDermott did. Riise's cross. Oh, came off Balde. Owen's boot flew off. Smith up to Larsson. He couldn't hold it up.
My first instinct there, Jonathan, was Balde, handballed it. I would like to see that one again, but certainly as if the header was flicked on, I thought it caught Balde on the hand.
He hit a hand, I think, in there. Valgaeren's touch. Guppy. Poor ball by Lennon because Gerrard was there, and he's had a massive influence on the game, Gerrard. Always wants the ball, doesn't he?
Kind of a good player, Jonathan, and he never hide.
Diouf played Traore in all sorts of problems. This is Larsson from Hartson. Henrik Larsson! Good save, Jatsi Dudek.
Fantastic save from Dudek. He's kept Liverpool in the game here, because from that position you would fancy Henrik Larsson 9 times out of 10.
Would have been 36 goals in 36 games this season. 193 in 242 games for the club. Looking at the near post now, Larsson beyond Sutton. Hartson was there, Traore away. That was a very important header because Hartson was steaming it out. Can Riise win this one? Well, he got in front of Valgaeren. The touch as he stretched had too much weight.
This is the chance, Jonathan. Good ball from John Hartson. First touch from Henrik's very good, but good goalkeeping from Dudek. Came out very quickly indeed, spread himself, made it difficult for Henrik Larsson to get the ball up and over the top of him. You could see the reaction of Martin O'Neill there. He expected his striker to put that one into the back of the net.
Mjallby. This is Bobo Balde. Into the handball against him at the other end moments ago. We'll try and show you that. Let's see it now.
It's a good ball in. You can just see Diouf that's going up with a header, gets a flick on it, and there's the arm, certainly of Bobo Balde, and it was going goalwards there, and I've seen them definitely given against.
That's a great spot, Ray. No penalty appeal by a Liverpool player? Not one appeal.
I think he's so quick, the header, and his hand was up quick and down quickly. I don't think any of the Liverpool players seen it.
Heskey on, Mjallby away. Hamann to Gerrard. Murphy. Sutton's down for Celtic. Bash on the back of the head. An anxious Martin O'Neill.
He actually ran into Danny Murphy there. Danny Murphy knew nothing about that. His eyes were firmly fixed on the ball there, and Chris Sutton just ran into him.
Birthday week this week. Chris Sutton turned 30. John Helms with the Liverpool bench. John?
Yeah, Jonathan, I've just seen at first hand the calming influence of Gerrard Houllier here. After that lapse which really let Henrik Larsson in a moment or two ago, Phil Thompson and Sammy Lee were very agitated, leapt to their feet into the technical area. The Uefa official twice has had to tell Phil Thompson to retreat and to calm down, and Gerrard Houllier was the one who said, calm down boys, it's one apiece, we're in the game, everything's okay out there.
Mark Waller was the other man you saw there in that shot, the doctor of the club, Chris Sutton. There's John Clark in there with the silver hair, the man who played in the 1966 game at Anfield. In fact, the ball deflected off him and into the back of the Celtic net for one of the goals. Strong won the tie for Liverpool, scored the second goal. Tommy Smith's deflected in off John Clark. He used to go just on the Anfield iron. Before my time. Owen looks for Heskey. Diouf. Still. Recovered by Guppy.
Come on, Diouf on the foot inside. He's very positive this evening. I think he knows he's got the beating in the first half of Thompson, and certainly since Guppy's came on, he's gone past her on numerous occasions. He just has to get quality into the box once he gets down the flank.
Certainly seems to have really licked his neck, doesn't he? He's having the muscle manipulated there. Brian Scott, the physiotherapist. Riise with the corner. Hartson with the clearance. 1-1. Larsson for Celtic. The opening couple of minutes. Heskey levelling on 16. Outlet there by Balde. Penalty or no penalty, he's been immense for Celtic at the back. Balde. Gerrard. Owen. Turned into the challenge by Valgaeren. Now Larsson. Murphy chasing. Larsson trying to gain yards, really. There was nothing else he could do. There was nothing really on for him.
And that's the point there, Jonathan. No support. Where's the midfield? You know, they're so far away from the front two players. There's a massive gap between the midfield of Celtic and the strikers.
Murphy. A little snap, a little dig at him. Gerrard to Riise. Liverpool have controlled the opening 30 minutes of the second half. Heskey tumbled theatrically, referee waving play on. Heskey. Heskey to Diouf. Stingray time. Anything can happen in the next half hour with him. You never quite know, do you?
No, I don't think he knows either. That's the most important thing. He's very elusive though. When he's on form, he's very difficult to mark. Been looking at Henrik Larsson, you know, I wonder how long he can last. You know, there has to be question marks about his fitness, because he's not really played any competitive games. I've been watching him and he's been puffing and blowing a little bit, and maybe just starting to feel the pace of this game.
Almost on the hour then. Once again Riise. Hyypia has gone forward. It'll drop to Murphy. He looks, Owens on the edge of the 6-yard area. Hyypia's still there. Hamann. Traore to his right. No whip on the right hand side again, shoveling it through the middle. Sutton to Larsson. Guppy. Sutton under a bit of pressure from Diouf. Now Petrov. Smith has acres of space on the right. Mjallby presumably will give it to him now. Jamie Smith, the step over. Has he dwelt a little bit too long? Well, he's got beyond Riise and he's done well. For a minute there I thought he dawdled a little bit too long, Ray, but he did terrifically well in the end to get beyond his man and get a good crossing.
Well, that's when he's at his best. When he's got a little bit of room to manoeuvre, he can push it past, use his fish. You see here, tricks to go inside, just pushes it past both Hamann and Riise, clips at the back post, and Diouf does extremely well, doesn't he, there? Just held off Steve Guppy and cleared the ball out the box.
Well, Sammy Lee and Phil Thompson won't be pleased with John Arnold Riise though, because he seemed just to drift past him too easily. This is Henrik Larsson in the box for Celtic. Smith, lower cross, poorer. Riise away. Owen. Heskey to Carragher. Diouf. Murphy. There's a bit of a lunging challenge by Valgaeren. Mjallby eventually tidies things up. Hartson, Larsson offside.
That was tight, Jonathan, very tight indeed. I thought he timed his run well there. Don Hartson with the flick, we could just see here as he goes to flick a wow.
Traore
No, he's not. There's inches in it, but great decision from the assistant referee.
Assistant referee backing Mr. Herger up. Also from Noyle, Herman Horgan. Dudek away, Mjallby won it. Powerful, positive header. Lennon, Petrov. Smith again wants it on the right hand side. Sutton. Smith was in space. Gerrard looks for Diouf. Heskey's in the middle. Owen far side of the penalty area. Looks for Heskey here.
Great move though, wasn't it? It really was incisive play from Liverpool. Steven Gerrard was at the heart of it. Look at this for a pass from Gerrard. Tailhadge Diouf down this right hand side. Lovely first time ball in. But I tell you what, Rab Douglas does extremely well, because if he doesn't come off his line as quickly as this, Emil Heskey I think's got an easy tap into the goal, but give the keeper credit. Came out quickly and put Heskey off.
Do you agree with what Ronnie Simpson's been saying in the press up here, Ray, about Rab Douglas, that he could become, or now needs to go on and prove himself as one of Europe's top?
Well, he's played extremely well this evening. I don't think he had much of a chance with the strike from Emil Heskey early on, but everything else that he's done in the game has been very good indeed. His handling has been first class.
Diouf, Gerrard, Balde, and Heskey over the top. Curious header away by Bobo Balde. It was almost ankle height. Bobo Balde, 6'3", just under the 14-stone mark. And he didn't head it away about 3 inches above the turf.
He looks taller than that and a lot stronger as well, doesn't he? He looks a real man mountain.
Mjallby to his compatriot Larsson. Traore away. Out by Hyypia. Petrov. It's deflected back off Heskey. Nearly came to Hartson, and that's a superb clearance by Traore.
First class from Jimmy Traore. He needed a touch here, he really did. John Hartson looks like he's in. Just see left foot coming across the face of Hartson there, and that was a vital touch as he put it behind for a corner.
Of match balls. Could be his best game in a Liverpool shirt, Jimmy Traore. I think he's had a terrific night. Really, when you consider the physical presence of Hartson and Sutton in there, and Balde, they're in there again. Gerrard away. I'll take him, Petrov. Guppy. came off Carragher. Larsson awaited. Traore stolen again.
That was the difference there, isn't it? Henrik Larsson's waiting. Traore's acted on it. He was first to the ball. Puts the ball away from the Liverpool goal.
Balde with the drive. Murphy blocked. Valgaeren. Treble winner in 2001 with Celtic, the Belgian. Hartson, like to do a Petrov. Valgaeren once more. Guppy. Did well to control the pass like that at pace to Lennon and Hartson and Sutton, and Smith has lots of space here. Acres of it. Look for Hartson, Hyypia away. Wasn't a quality pass. Gets a second chance to run it. Riise, goal kick.
Fans are not happy with that, are they, Jonathan? There was a chance there for Jamie Smith just to deliver it into the box. You've got Hartson up there, Sutton's in there. Just picked the wrong option on that occasion. Tried to run at John Arne Riise, but his touch wasn't the best, and I'm sure Martin O'Neill trying to inspire his players at the moment. It's at a critical time of the game. Someone's got to take control for Celtic. They're not passing the ball around as quickly as I'm sure Martin O'Neill would like.
And all Liverpool fans would rejoice at a score like this and celebrate. But Celtic went to Stuttgart, scared the pants off them early on, went 2-0 up before losing on the night they won the tie, and they won at Blackburn. Diouf. Gerrard. And to Owen. The same sort of night we had here in 97-98. Goal late on. In the last minute that night of the 2-2 draw. Smith looks for Hartson. He bumped into Hyypia off the ball. Just fell over. Nothing in it whatsoever. Over 20 minutes to go. The jeers of the Celtic fans tell the story there. Sutton, away by Riise. Then gone into a bit of a lull. Balde to Hartson. Smith. Only Larsson on the edge of the penalty, and that's direct. Beyond Larsson.
Just been looking at Chris Sutton, he's not been moving particularly well. We just look at the inside of his right leg. He looks like there was some sort of plaster or something on there. I don't know exactly what's wrong with him at the moment, but I don't think that's quite right.
He's had the growing problem in the build-up to the game. Pass fit to play. There was no one in the middle there for the cross. There was no Sutton, there was no Hartson.
I'll tell you why there. You can just see there, he's got some sort of plaster or something on his right knee there, Jonathan. Maybe he's got some sort of problem with it.
Diouf. Gerrard again. Petrov. I'll be looking. Very tight now. Intense. Valgaeren. Carragher cut it out. Hamann to Diouf, he was a little bit lucky, came that far actually. Heskey. Oh, Gerrard beyond Sutton. Murphy. Riise and Murphy's making the run through the middle. Back to Heskey. Hamann. Hit the referee, and the move broke down on that, but I don't really think it was going anywhere anyway.
No, they're just keeping possession of the ball there. I think they're happy enough the way things are going at the moment, because Celtic going forward aren't really a threat at the moment, are they? I can't remember in this half where Dudek has had to make too many saves. Just the one chance for Larsson when he came out extremely well and blocked it.
Such a huge period of games for Celtic, as we've said. The CIS Insurance Cup final coming up live and exclusive on 5 this Sunday. Celtic Rangers on air at 2:45, kick-off at 3 o'clock. Rangers, of course, will have the extra days to prepare. Hartson calls for it. It was a poor ball, may have bobbled, but it wasn't a good ball. Heskey's foul. The yellow card came out, or is about to come out. Confirmation.
The definite free kick here and yellow card. Heskey just let the ball run, and Petrov, was committed to the tackle. He's gone in for it, you could see. Gerrard Hyypia there, just trying to raise his players there, saying, come on, we can get even more out of this game, just more belief in us here. Push up from the back, get the midfield a little bit further forward to support the front two, and there could be another goal in the game for them. Gerrard. To Diouf.
Was foul. I was saying earlier on in the evening, that the Scottish media and a lot of the Scottish fans are saying if Celtic win this, they can really prove a point. They would be good enough to live with the Premiership elite. But on the other hand, if Liverpool can get a win up here, the boot would be on the other foot. And it would be a terrific step forward for Liverpool, I think.
At the moment, it's beautifully poised into the second leg.
Gerrard. Away by Mjallby. Riise. Gerrard for Liverpool. Diouf. Sutton almost released the ball. Again, Balde was there. Now Carragher. Referee right in the way of Hamann, who wasn't very happy, and dispossessed by Lennon. Excuse me, this is Hartson. Mjallby. Petrov to Lennon. Guppy tracking back on the left-hand side to a little bit of space. The ball far too long in the air though for Smith.
Oh, that fake ball, Jonathan, there's so much height on the ball, and it always favours the defender rather than the attacker.
Curious, wasn't it? Heskey to Hamann, Gerrard. Celtic fans think they should have had a free kick there. Diouf. Under 20 minutes to go. Spun pass by Gerrard, just cut out by Valgaeren. Diouf driving forward, looks for Owen again. Balde just stepped across. What a good clearance. Carragher to Gerrard.
Last 5 minutes Celtic got very ragged indeed, haven't they? The balls from the back to the forward haven't been quite good enough. They've been more in hope, really, in truth, Jonathan, rather than trying to put precise passes to give them the opportunity to break forward and take some of the pressure off the back players at the moment.
Spent a lot of time in the game chasing the ball. Liverpool have passed it around, especially first half, about a 20-minute period. Time for Celtic changes, perhaps. This is Smith. The Celtic bench, Lambert, Maloney, Crainey, McNamara. Sylla is there as well. Murphy. Larsson's looked across to the bench. I think he's seen that he's about to be replaced. Heskey looks for Owen. Chance here for Michael Owen and the European record for Liverpool. No! Well, sure, it's a corner. Well, it's got to be. It has to be a corner there. Even Rab Douglas thought it was a corner. You can't blame Rab Douglas. He's actually made a decent save there, hasn't he? You know, it was a fabulous ball from Heskey to find Michael Owen's first touch is good. The only thing wrong with it there, he should have went across the keeper. Rab Douglas hits it at the near post. Certainly looked like Douglas put his fingertips to it. And we'll just look at it, Henrik Larsson. I think he's feeling the pace. And made the right decision of bringing him on. But he's done his work this evening, actually. This is his goal in the first couple of minutes. Ball that was threaded across there from Alan Thompson. Hits it, comes off his thigh there, but goes between the legs of Jerzy Dudek. And what a start to the match it was. And welcome back, Henrik Larsson. Lambert's come on. Hartson and Sutton now, of course, up front for Celtic. Riise has time. Smith for Celtic. Liverpool would certainly be the more pleased of the two. Petrov. Smith. Lambert is supporting him just behind. Here he is. Hungry for success at international level, he was saying this week, Lambert. That's Smith's cross. Guppy arrives. Good defending by the aware El Hadju. He's done that twice in the game. I'm sure Gerrard will be delighted. Not renowned for his defensive capabilities, but that twice at the far post. He's got timely interventions for Liverpool. No, did only play with one. Which one will he pick? Off the clock, the referee's give a throw and Owen. Should be a corner kick. Should be a corner kick. Celtic have been denied a flag kick. Valgaeren with the throw, looking for Hartson. Traore climbed the higher. Gerrard away. Petrov. Very quickly closed again by Gerrard to deny him a shooting opportunity, but Liverpool defending deep here. Mjallby into the box. Hyypia away. Can they spring onto a counter? Hamann, Murphy. So the counter-attack has gone, but Carragher to Owen. They maintain possession here, Liverpool. Murphy. Heskey. To me, that looked like a tired pass by Heskey. He's had his hamstring problem. Gerrard was caught. Lennon. I don't know what Neil Lennon's problem is there, because quite simply, Steven Gerrard was just too quick from here. He just nicks it away from him. And it was with the arm, I think, more than anything that he caught Steven Gerrard there. And I think Neil Lennon thought in the end that it was a dive from Steven Gerrard, but it wasn't that. Heskey hobbled up by Balde. Now Smith putting motor forward for Celtic here. Murphy got back at him. Riise has still got work to do. Smith was hounding him. That'll please Martin O'Neill, the persistence of the young man. Lennon to Mjallby. Poor touch missed by Valgaeren. Gerrard there again. Much work as he put in tonight, by the way. Sutton. We'll try and find Smith. I remember a wing performance by Jimmy Johnson here against Leeds in a European Cup semi-final many a moon ago. Against Terry Cooper, I think it was. Leeds finished with nothing that year. It was wonderful. Mesmeric of it, wasn't it? Oh, incredible winger, wasn't it? This is where the advantage is for Celtic. I really do believe this. If they can get the right delivery in there, they certainly have got the height to overpower Liverpool. 11 minutes to go. Guppy with the free kick. Good punch by Dudek. Just Been caught there, Dudek, actually, by Mjallby. He's holding his, sort of rotating his right arm in pain, but this is John Arne Riise. Oh, well, that's got to be a yellow card.
It's cynical, it really is. Because Steve Guppy knew John Arne Riise had the pace of him there. He was away. You can just see her straight away. Just let him look down at his legs. He knows he's gone. To the deliberate little flick of his leg there. And Riise wasn't happy because he knew there was a possibility with Michael Owen in the box there to get that second goal for Liverpool.
So all they have is a free kick in rather a deep position. Justice is never quite done in those circumstances. Tie very light, delicately balanced, and careful to tie it. Murphy looks for Diouf. Guppy got in there. Lennon. Sutton. Lennon to Valgaeren. Guppy. Working hard there with him. Valgaeren once again. Sutton was calling for it on the corner of the penalty area. It's on square. Lambert. Smith. Again to Lambert. Hyypia scuffles across. Was caught. That's a free kick for Liverpool.
Good defending that from Sammy Hyypia. He read the situation extremely well. Left his man there, Chris Sutton, because he's seen the run of Paul Lambert. Knew exactly what he had to do there. That was get across in front of Lambert, get to the ball first, and in the end Lambert had to foul. Great defending.
Lennon. Another throw for Celtic. Stoppage time around about 10 minutes to go then. Mjallby, Swedish international. Balde, fearsome sight. And the Buccaneers forward. Then into Petrov. Guppy for Celtic, European champions of course in 1967, the Lisbon Lions. Was up to final 3 years later. Liverpool 4 times Kings of Europe. 3 times they've won this competition. Owen.
Liverpool are working so hard all over the park. Diouf, I've never seen him work back, track back with players, getting good defensive positions as much in a game before.
You've still seen enough quality from him there at Ray, well, £10 million?
Well, not for £10 million, Jonathan Lambert, but I think the more that he plays, the better he is becoming. But you've got to remember, this is an away game. You know, they're happy to sit back at times and defend. They don't have to get forward as often as they would normally in a home game. But I think he certainly has had a decent game this season.
Carragher for Liverpool. Gerrard made a sound point about Diouf earlier on this week when he said he had to play his club football last season and the African Nations Cup. They got the final and the World Cup campaign with Senegal. Murphy from Heskey. Murphy again. The chip was aimed at Michael Owen, but Valgaeren got it away. Now Hamann. Well, was he pushed there or did he flop forward?
He played for it, didn't he, Hamann? He knew exactly what he was doing here. And to see him, he's driving at the heart of that Celtic defence. Just takes a touch. And he's just fallen over Valgaeren's leg there, isn't he? A clever play from Hamann, because he knew he was going nowhere. And this is a very interesting position for Liverpool. You've got John Arne Riise, who's got tremendous strike with his left foot, and then you've got the guile and craft of Danny Murphy. We've seen in plenty of occasions from this sort of an area, curling into the top corner.
Murphy stands to the left. Hamann's over the ball. Riise is going to have a long run up for Liverpool. 6 goals this season. He would have lost when he scored, Liverpool. 4 men in the Celtic wall. The Norwegian referee is not happy they're back the full distance, and he'll take his time here, and he's saying do not move forward, do not encroach. Diouf is in that wall. Guppy is there as well. Smith wants to break forward and run at the free kick taker. A gap has opened up in the wall. Riise has started his run. Comes again. Charged out. Strong enough to knock 3 Celtic bodies over. Nothing came of it.
Great defending though, really was. That's what you want from your wall. You know, stand firm, make sure that the ball doesn't get beyond you here. Probably just overhits it slightly there, Hamann, but look at that. I think it's still in Petrov, the ball finally comes off, but he was determined that that shot wasn't going to go past him.
Martin O'Neill, tight commitment up there, wasn't it, the way they charged down on the free kick? Gerrard to Riise, 5 minutes to play, 1-1. Hyypia. First half was bright and breezy after the whirlwind start by Celtic ahead in 2 minutes. They also hit the bar in the first 20 seconds of play. The second half has had more mistakes and it's been more fraught. Coming up after the football tonight, the Channel 5 film The Fly 2, starring Eric Stoltz, I think. Balde. Carragher running under pressure from Sutton. And what the Celtic challenge would have been like tonight, Ray. Chris Sutton to me is not fully fit, and certainly Henrik Larsson run out of puff.
Yeah, and Alan Thompson had to go off with injury as well, and I think they've missed his quality from this left-hand side. I've not been disrespectful to Steve Guppy, but Thompson's been in fine form for Celtic in recent weeks. You can see there, Chris Sutton in the wars once again. He's not moving at all well at the moment, and with a massive game against Rangers in the CIS Cup of the weekend. Surprised if he finishes this match.
Maloney is on the bench. Yet come on, this is Carragher. Diouf. Carragher to Diouf. Traore. Heskey. Mjallby. Some booing going on a few moments ago. The Celtic fans were able to booing at Diouf. If we can track down why that might have happened. Now this is Smith for Celtic from Lambert. Certainly there was an area of the crowd that became agitated all of a sudden. Seems to have calmed down now.
I think that's because Diouf hasn't been on the ball. This is the incident here.
This is Diouf. Fell into the crowd and spat at the crowd.
That's disgusting.
Well, that is disgraceful. I remember he was accused by West Ham fans for doing the same thing not so long ago. That is disgraceful, and I would imagine his manager would certainly react, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if Uefa reacted as well.
Well, they should as well, because we want to eradicate that from football. We can hear the Celtic fans once again berating Diouf every time he gets the ball, and rightly so, because that is one of the worst things as a footballer I think we can do.
Murphy to Owen. Owen falls in the penalty, and Mjallby was stronger. Now, no doubt, Diouf will claim provocation in there. I hope he wasn't taunted in any way or abused in any way. It certainly certainly Gerrard Hyypia will want to know if that happened, if there was any abuse of El Hadjouk when he fell into the crowd. But as a result of it, there was agitation in the crowd, and one or two of them came out of their seats, and that is unseemly, and that will be a worry and a cause for concern for that man.
Well, what we've seen there, Jonathan, there was just a little bit of fooling around, wasn't it? They were just slapping him on the head. I don't think there was any animosity towards him whatsoever there, but he reacted the wrong way.
Well, I've heard that also I'm getting messages as Balde heads wide that one supporter was so inflamed he needed a policeman to put him back in his seat. And well, that is a terrible shame, because it's been a terrific night up here. The second half hasn't been great quality, and El Hadjouk is being substituted. And you're going to hear more of this. Biscan's coming on. And that was a disgrace.
I think it's probably going good. I think Gerrard Hyypia's done the right thing. He realises that he's getting an awful lot of stick from the Celtic fans, and it's been played in a great atmosphere this evening. It hasn't, we were saying before the game, the scenes that we've seen was first class, and straight away they've taken our way out the firing line, taken straight to the changing rooms, and that's good management from the likes of Thompson and Gerrard Hyypia.
Whatever the provocation, if there was provocation, Ray, you simply can't have it.
No, you don't do that. That is the lowest of the low, Jonathan. Spitting at people.
Heskey wasn't in play. The assistant referee was in line and right there. That has inflamed the situation here. You can't have that either. This is Owen. What a shame, because the whole night has been played in a splendid spirit. Both sets of players and both sets of fans as well.
There's a great respect between both sets of fans, and it's been undone this evening.
Well, you played in the 89 game, didn't you?
I did indeed. It was a fantastic occasion. Our first game back after the Hillsborough disaster. The Celtic fans took it to the hearts that day, and there's been a great rapport between both sets of fans since then. But when you have a player spitting at fans, we just can't have it. It was an absolute disgrace.
What a terrible shame. Guppy with the free kick for Celtic. Deep in stoppage time here now. Hartson with Hyypia on his shoulder. Traore was so firm there. He's been so strong all night. But Murphy and Liverpool can counter here. The referee's final whistle stops him in his tracks. And it finishes 1-1 at Celtic Park, a hug for Gerrard Hyypia by Martin O'Neill. And that's the sort of respect that we expected throughout the night but didn't get ultimately. After Larsson had scored for Celtic in the opening 2 minutes, Heskey levelled it up on 60. The exchange of shirts between two massive men, Balde and Heskey. And it goes back to Anfield for the return leg. Will Owen decide it? Will someone from Lennon Celtic? It's very, very tight. Very, very well balanced. It finishes here at Celtic Park. Celtic 1, Liverpool 1.
So it finished 1 apiece. All to play for at Anfield, but you have to say it's advantage Liverpool. Right, straight down to the tunnel, and we can hear from Martin O'Neill.
Martin, you couldn't have wished for a better start, could you? But you just couldn't build on it.
Well, I mean, it was a terrific start, yeah. John Hartson nearly scored, hit the bar before we did score a goal. But all told, it was a fantastic effort by the team. You know, we're not used to that type of football players, you know, who are top quality. Proven record in European football, won this competition 2 years ago. And our efforts were fantastic. I'm really, really proud of the side, and we're not out of this by a long shot.
Are you disappointed not to have created more?
Well, listen, we're playing Liverpool. We're playing a top-class side. We've got to go. And we've the goal there, equaliser, led from John Hartson being adjudged to have committed a foul. Fella's done very, very well. He's run the length of the field, you know, unattended. But even so, deep down, you could pick little instances here and there. Overall, I was absolutely delighted with the commitment of the side. Just that we after their equalising goal, heads went down just for about 5 minutes, you know, give them possession of the ball. But Second half we get razzed again, and I was very pleased indeed. We're still in this time.
Thanks for your time, Mark.
Pleasure.
Andy Walker with the questions there. That's the Celtic viewpoint. What about the Liverpool viewpoint? John Helms with Gerrard Hyypia.
Gerrard, I imagine you're very relieved after the start you made to the evening.
We didn't start the way we wanted to start, but credit to the players because they came back with character. They kept composure, didn't lose the shape, didn't chase the game, and which is exactly what we wanted them to do. And but I thought it was a very good game of football, a good cap tie, two good sides, and I would say that the result is fair because I mean we had some time ball possession, and sometimes they had. I mean, it was a good encounter between two good sides. Really.
People say you're halfway through the tie. How would you assess the second leg?
Oh well, no, it's just half time. Just half time of the. You know, we've got another 90 minutes, if not more. We'll see at Anfield, but scoring a goal away from home is important.
Thank you, Gerrard. Thank you very much.
Well, before we talk about the football, one instant to clear up. Kenny, this is simply not on, is it?
No, he's going in there to catch the ball or to get carried in with momentum to come in, and he's going in there. We don't know what's been said.
He's going to be in trouble though, John.
It looks friendly. He's in big trouble.
You can't have that. I played in Spain for 2 years and have to suffer that spitting. No, not at all. That's the disgrace. Really isn't. It's not a Liverpool Football Club. I've never seen that be a part of the Liverpool Football Club.
Okay, we had a couple of nice goals to enjoy tonight though, didn't we?
Yeah, it's a shame it's slightly ruined at the end of it there, but yeah, Henrik Larsson, dream start, does what he does best. He gets to where you can score a goal. A man called John Aldridge once told me that, go where the defenders aren't, and that's what he done, and the ball ends up in the net.
Yeah, and it's the equaliser. Great play by Riise, and a terrific strike from Mjallby right across the face of goal where the goalkeeper doesn't want to see it. Good finish.
I think during the whole game, I think Celtic looked a bit tired from their efforts on Saturday against Rangers. Big game from Saturday. I think tonight in the second half they couldn't really push forward. Liverpool were in control. Henrik had a wee chance. Dudek made a good save, but I think they looked a wee bit tired.
All right, thanks very much indeed. Just to remind you before we go, our competition tonight, which we carry on until Sunday. All you have to do is answer this question. Great prize, by the way. It's a smart car. Which of the following former Liverpool players has not managed Celtic? A. Kenny Dalglish, B. John Barnes, or C. Graham Souness? To enter, you call 09069 122 666. Calls will cost you no more than £1 from a BT landline. Other networks may vary. Lines will close at 4:30 on Sunday. Right, here's something to look forward to. That's tonight, Jonathan Pearce's football night with guests, well, the boys here basically. Kenny and Ray was with Jonathan earlier on. Full European roundup tonight and an exclusive interview with David James, the England keeper. Right, this is one to look forward to. The CIS Insurance Cup final from Hampden Park. That's live and exclusive on Sunday on 5. And Kenny, well, we've been spoilt a bit tonight, but that's good too, isn't it? You'll enjoy that. When you've played in them, tell us what they're like.
I'm not intelligent enough to have the words in my vocabulary to explain how they are. It's a marvellous occasion. When you walk out the tunnel and you see both sets of fans, and then Sunday will be split right down the middle. Your stomach's churning for about 3 days before the game, so marvellous occasion to look forward to.
Okay, well, we've all just about got time to get our breath back. Celtic haven't really. We'll see them, Rangers, and you, I hope, on Sunday. Bye for now.